We've got Al and Joe from so they got multiple things going on. We got Picture Mosaics, which is like the landmark core of what you guys started with. Sketchbots and the 360 drone booth. So
Oh,
so many things you guys have going. You're like the techiest of all techies that we know. It's crazy. So welcome
Yeah,
for
thanks for having us. This is number. You guys have been what 3 years running here, so this is definitely the third or fourth time we've been on. So, congrats to you guys for keeping this going.
yeah, well, thanks for coming on and helping us keeping it going. To be honest with you, we put the word out there to anybody wants to come on, and occasionally we get some people like, yeah, I'll come on, but you guys are always, like just gracing us with your presence. Like whenever we need it, you guys come on, and we absolutely love it. And big fans of what you guys do. My personal favorite is the Sketchbot. I absolutely love it. It's like I'm a kid, I like playing with toys, and for me, that's my favorite toy to play with. Like in the photo booth industry, it's just so much fun, and the way you guys have evolved since when I first saw it. Like when I saw it at PBX, I'm like, what is that? I need that. And just to watch it grow and evolve ever since, it's just been fun to watch. So I can't wait to see the more stuff you guys do with that. I think it's going to be just continuing to be cool to watch and see how it evolves. We did talk earlier, Alan and myself, and said there's kind of a resurgence in the picture mosaics as well. And I think I'm seeing that too, like in the groups, and other leaders in the industry have been adopting that. And I think it's kind of, we're going towards more experiential offerings that the bigger corporate clients and others are looking for something different than just a regular photo booth. You guys have three great things to offer us. So I'd love for you to kind of just go through and maybe even show us and show some of the people that are watching the show, first starting with the Sketchbots and the portal. If you could tell us like what's going on with it and show people a little bit more about where you're at now.
Yeah, that's a good intro for sure. It's a wild ride. We're taking photos and getting to the next level. Mosaics. We're back in 2001. Really building our own software and getting to where we are today. It's been a journey. But yeah, Sketchbots have been all the rage of the last 4 or 5 years. When we first put out the first version about 4 years ago, after about a year of development, we debuted it at PBX, and it was cool. I mean, it definitely got heads turned. We had a lot of buzz, but you compare that to where we are now, it's like, you can't even look at those types of sketches. So it's neat to see it grow and continue. And we have some really cool stuff that we're pushing out over the next, several months here. So the portal, as you mentioned, is really a lot of the brains of configuration, and we can definitely do a quick screen sharing session and even build you guys up as characters in the new Dream Studio. The Dream Studio allows you to do the full cloud harnessing of the AI to really get some cool themes and backgrounds and really new styles that really weren't possible with the local AI model. Even though I'd say 30 or 40% of our clients still use our local AI model, it's still, the golden metric of local AI portrait sketching. So it still has its value.
Yeah, I'm one of those that I haven't had time to dive into the cloud version of it yet. That's my own darn fault. I have so many things going on. But what you have in the portal for the local is just, there's so much there already. Like it's hard to even get past that for me, because I'm still just playing around with the different themes that you already have in there. It's so much fun, and there's so many options.
It is fun. I mean, our team here has a blast creating them. I even had my son interning over the summer, and he actually helped build some of the ground, or at least some of the groundwork, and figure out what people would want. So I think when you log in, you get 60 to 70 default ones, and we're growing that library. So you don't even have to do any thinking. If you want to grab all 60 or 70 of our default styles and themes, or you can go ahead and remix them. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and the fact that you have that library makes it easy. It made it easy for me, because when I was sitting with my client, and you saw the video, that I posted of the post event, they had this theme. It was aliens and Christmas, like smashed into one. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting combination. And astronauts, right? And so you already had some pre-made character themes in there that matched the event. So it saved me time having to go back and forth with a conversation with the client of, okay, what do you envision we can do? We can do this, that. You have to write prompts. I didn't have to do any of that. Like you already had things that matched what I was looking for.
Right. Agreed. And do you want to dive in? I mean, I can share my screen and we just dive into that a little bit, or do you want to wait a little bit
No,
later to dive in?
Let's go right in. Let's give the people the meat.
I love it. Let me just, I'll share my screen here in just a second.
Yeah, but what's cool with the portal too is it lets you get infinite customizations quickly too. So if you do have a custom event, or even tailoring your product and offering to your specific, clients or area, say you're in St. Louis, easily generating like the St. Louis Arch or something to that effect in your area to kind of really push and make yourself unique in your space is pretty easy in the portal now.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I guess,
all right.
Let's see what you got. You're going to start sharing, and I will add it to the stage, and we're going to go ahead and go just like this, full screen. So what we're looking at is the portal.
Yeah, this is all projects and test projects. We'll just dive into a recent one that was on my account here, IAPA. That was actually a fun show. I'll show it in a screenshot. Our Sketchbot Pro kiosk for self-service options. That's been a fun product we've been working on for the last year and a half to 2 years. But let's stick with the portal here. And there's a lot of features that, depending on what you're looking to do, data capture, sharing, live streams, galleries. I mean, you name it. There's a lot in here to consider. So we'll just stick with the Dream Studio at the top here. And it's very easy to get through. Just kind of work your way down the page. And again, what you want to enable is what you want to for your project. You can enable those features. But on the left here, you'll see, let me just zoom in a little bit so it's easier for the screen sharing. We'll have what we call the default ones that you can choose from. And again, there's lots of different themes and styles. On the right is what you have activated for your particular activation. That's where the user on the iPad gets to pick and choose, and they can even have a random one or start even typing something into the iPad in case you didn't have a theme already created. So if they maybe get a horse rider, but they want to be riding a bull, well, they can go ahead and prompt that themselves. So what is going to be the magic here is we'll go ahead here and pick give me a hobby that you like.
I like building Legos.
Legos, all right. The Lego one is good for sure.
I like cooking.
I know you. Yeah, so we'll do the Lego one. Lego is fun. So this is the kind of the back end of what we moved into the Create Characters tab here. There's some other tabs, but with the Lego theme right now, we're in cartoon style. There's lots of styles. We just added a couple more new ones recently, and then you can choose whether you want a full body, half body, or portrait. We'll stick with full body, and I can customize this any way I want. A Lego body with a human head, walking through Lego Town. We'll do a detailed background. Now, if you don't want things to take extra time, you can do a minimal background, and it'll be less detail in the background, or no background at all. You're really trying to pump through sketches and be under a minute for each sketch. So I'm going to go here and upload a headshot. I grabbed a few ones here. I grabbed you, Art. We'll do you next, Dave. And I'll generate. And this allows you to figure out, hey, is my theme that I've put together here going to work? And then it's also going to be used as the icon for users to select.
Is this local or is this the cloud that we're?
This is all the cloud, right? So this is the Dream Studio. Yep.
Gotcha.
We can dive into local in just a moment, but again, I just looking at the metrics, I think we're probably around 70% of users.
Yeah, it's definitely growing as people dive in further. It's pretty very customizable, which I think a lot of our customers love.
Yeah. So there you are,
Art.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead here and open that larger in a new tab just so we can see it here. There you are.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good deal. We'll do Dave. Dave, do you have anything that comes to mind you want to be?
I like rock climbing.
Oh boy!
Ooh.
All right,
Make
you
it
were right.
hard.
I didn't picture you as a rock climber, but you know what? Let's do it. We don't have a rock climber, I don't think.
No, we have like hiking and adventure, but
Let's this is on the fly here. Let's see. Subject. We'll call it a rock climber.
Really good.
And we'll do climbing the face of a mountain, right? Climbing face of a mountain. If my fingers could work. Seeing, the outdoors in with mountains in the background. All right, so let's upload your test shot. Now, this will be, we'll go change the image. We'll find Dave. I just grabbed one off your Facebook profile. I think this is when you won the 2023 award in PBX. So we'll see what happens. And congratulations, while we're waiting for this, congratulations on your award there, Art. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. Very, that's exciting.
It is exciting. Is that award ceremony is that on a Tuesday or Monday? When does that happen?
That's on a Monday, I believe. Monday morning. Oh, look at you, Dave.
That's pretty good.
That is a good one. Let me open the new tab here. We'll make that nice and large. There you are, Dave. Climbing that
My
mountain.
sexy little shorts.
So cute. Showing a little leg.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and what else is cool too is you can even customize it further. Al can maybe show you, like, you can actually add Dave and Art's name to each of their sketches in like the sky or in the cloud, kind of as bubble letters.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that.
Can you do a signature style, like, as if somebody, like an artist actually signed it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, you can describe that as well. Oops. So we'll do Dave and did I screw that up?
No, that's right.
With Dave, background with Dave as cloud letters. Cool. All right. So you know what? We'll regenerate that. So now if somebody does a data input, such as a first name or whatever you're intaking, you can have that part of the sketch. So we'll just go ahead and regenerate. And hopefully this works here. Art, I guess I know we were talking before, and did you, for the event that you did locally, did you do any custom themes?
No, I didn't do any custom themes. We literally just grabbed some of the pre-made templates that you had. As I mentioned, that was one of the benefits of you guys having that catalog in there, and they wanted to keep it simple.
Yep, cool. Open a new tab. So cool. So where this comes into play here, people have used it, at conferences. Everybody has a lanyard, right? And so
yeah, you
can now that names are incorporated, people are putting these on their lanyard. You have a little lanyard stamp, and you can walk around and show your sketching pride, your little doodle. So this is it's been a lot. When you add this personalization, it really opens up a lot new avenues for creativity.
Yeah, AI has really just opened up so many doors to what we can do.
Yep. So one thing that we've really pushed the envelope on is you can tell how much more detail this has compared to previous local versions, and speed is the key. Nobody wants to wait 3 minutes for a sketch.
Yeah.
So making sure that this can execute still in that minute to minute and a half.
Yep.
Or even less. We have Dream Studio sketches that are actually down under 40 seconds if you don't do a background. With that said, well, one of the big things we've also worked on is making sure that when the robot draws, it's drawing more in what we call a true path. That's the term we use, where it's not bouncing around. It's more of the way an artist would draw, which is more cool to see and saves time as well. So there's a lot of things we've been working on and even we're going to be pushing out that even makes it a little more artist-like when it's drawing.
Yeah, that's one of the things that at that last event, it did bounce around a little bit, but I thought that was actually kind of cool because people were intrigued the fact that it wasn't drawing it like any particular method. Like, wait a minute, it's drawing this part over here, and then it's drawing the sunglasses, then it's drawing the foot, and it all just comes together in an awkward moment, and they're just intrigued by that in its own.
Yeah, no, it agreed. I mean, you're probably not going to get to be, I mean, one continuous line, but you know, we strive to make it more optimal is I guess the right word. Yeah.
So let's talk about the credits on this. So they're obviously, you know, to use the AI, it's going to cost something. So can you talk about that pricing model a little bit, that what people can expect when they're using that method?
Yep, sure. Should we stop sharing the screen now, or I mean, I guess we can keep looking at Dave.
I just want to look at Dave the whole time. There we go.
No, you can leave it up. That's fine. I mean,
We're looking at you, Dave.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, there enough. We can come back to it. As far as so obviously we all know whether you're using a chatbot like ChatGPT, you know, you are unless you're already limited on what you can do with these chatbots if you don't have a paying subscription. So cloud models do require, you know, energy and all resources. So it is more or less a pass through. It's going to be 15 cents for each AI cloud Dream Studio render.
That's really good.
And new members, we give 100 free credits to new members or new purchases. So that gives you roughly 670 sketches right off the bat using the cloud model.
Yeah, that's a really good cost there. I mean, that's not expensive at all. I mean, some of the other platforms that are using AI, I've seen upwards of 45, 50 cents per render. And even that's not that bad considering, hey, you're selling a premium product, so you just build that into your price. But for 15 cents, that's really good. Yeah,
an average event may have 300 to 400 photos. So you're talking maybe, you know, $30, $40. It's not a ton of money.
Not at all. So you've got the local version, you've got the cloud version. When you were going through and testing your model, right, as you were just doing a few seconds ago, was that costing the account to test? Does that come out of
I mean, it's doing the same processing whether you're on site or online. So that's why we do give you that big bulk of credits to play around with and not get stressed out.
That's good, because people will ask, right? They're gonna like, well, if I'm testing out, so that means that if you are in that situation, you should probably work on your prompts, you know, a little bit before you start testing, right? And be sure of what you want to put in there.
Yeah, I'd have a good idea, and just the willy-nilly is probably a good idea. Yeah. Exactly.
That's cool.
Yep. And we'll share, I'll share my screen again. We'll do one more, which is fun. This is what a lot of people are doing. And share screen here. And bada bing. So multiple people in one sketch, right? That's I think when we first released this way back 5-6 years ago, doing multiple people is definitely something everybody wanted.
Oh yeah.
And so we do ping pong. That's always a fun one. I think we have a ping pong one in here. There we go, ping pong player. So we'll go ahead and remix him. And what'll happen here, if I do have an image of Joe and I from IAPA, we'll throw this in. And even if you're just like a standard portrait, that's fine, but it's pretty neat when the people that you're taking a photo of get put into the scene in a unique way. So we should be playing ping pong against each other in just a moment, which is kind of neat.
So if you had like more than just the two of you, would it put like multiple tables in maybe? And
so when people do 3, usually the third person's a spectator.
Okay.
Or sometimes you do 4 people. It's 4 people, 2 on each side playing.
Okay.
Oh, we screwed that up. They didn't catch both of us. Anyway, we're doing this live, but I can showcase what that does look like in this video here towards the end. Here's an example of Mike and Joe. Let me put this full screen. And they got their photo taken, and they're both playing ping pong with each other. I think I didn't have a setting enabled for
the photo was just a photo taken with our iPad too. So there was a lot of stuff in the background. It kind of confused it.
Yeah. Right. Wow. So it's pretty good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Let me show you one so you can see. I've got one I did from the event in, let's see here. Let me share my screen. And funny thing is, I literally forgot that you could do multiple. and we had one drawing that suddenly somebody walked in the background, and it showed. I'm like, oh yeah, we could do multiple people. So at that point, we had people just jumping in, doing multiples.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's just so cool what you guys are doing. I love it.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So in the latest version of the iPad app, there's some new settings that allow you to really allow multiple people, or if you really just want to do singles, it will push them out, so you don't have that pass by issue that you may have saw there. So lots of flexibility.
That's awesome. Trying to think, Dave, you got any questions about this? I mean, there's just so much in there. I need to play with it more.
So are you finding, because I'm seeing it more and more now, it pop up in the groups. Are you seeing more people, requesting more information? Are you seeing, it seems as though it's starting to grow now.
It is. It's always funny when you push something out new the very first time. You're kind of inventing the industry as you go.
Yeah.
So hey, we're gonna have this. I mean, when you first saw it, or I know you, or Dave, you were like, you weren't really sold on it, and it was in the early stages of where we wanted to be. But when you're building that industry out, people don't know what to make of something, and then eventually, as it's catching on, it really starts, almost exponentially gain traction. I think we're really on that upslope. Whether we are in inning 2, 3, or 4, I still think there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say the past year. I mean, the technology, and the photos themselves have just dramatically gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And I actually have. I did an event where a character sketch artist was at, and he actually was at an event where they had these, and he was also there, and he was cursing the person that hired the people that brought in the bot, because the bot was doing like 10 times more than what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
And the people were like standing in line, like oohing and eyeing. He had like maybe a couple people. He's now it's like comparing apples and oranges.
It's still, Dave, I'm going to talk to like, there is an animosity towards this.
Oh, yes. You need to mention that.
Yeah. So I didn't have the character artist experience, but I had the watercolor artist experience, and even photographers, they are pissed that we're using AI to produce these things. So I had an event this past weekend. I used AI to produce watercolor and sketch art renderings, and I framed them on the spot, and it looks like you got this like hand painted watercolor. They're absolutely beautiful. And I posted up in this bride group, and the artists were going crazy, just slamming it, saying that AI is ruining the earth. And so we got to be careful. Like, these artists are going to start coming after us.
Well, I mean,
it's a touchy subject.
That's the way DJs were with
bands.
With bands, yeah.
Or
bands were with DJs when they first came out.
And now DJs with the sync button.
Yeah.
It's like this technology.
Well, and it was the way photographers were when photo booths first started.
Yeah, absolutely.
That this is horrible. This is killing our industry. They need to have photographers doing this stuff. Not photo booth. This photo booth stuff is ridiculous.
Well,
it's just they don't want to invest in the technology. So they're upset that there's someone out there using technology, doing it better than they could be doing.
Well, I think
so they're upset about it.
Yeah, but if anything, I think that, and I know we're kind of going on for a rail here, but I think this is so important to address, because all of us are going to experience this if you haven't already. Right. Artists are going to take this personally. They're going to be very angry. But the thing is, they should be looking at it as a reverse, that, well, we're charging X amount for what we do. That just levels them to be able to charge more. They should be charging more for what they do because it's hand created, at the event. So you can't blame us for using technologies that are available to us, but charge more because you are more valuable because it is done by hand.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Yeah, you must have seen that, Al, because you liked the post, and then all hell broke loose in the thing. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you put something on social media that has AI, you're going to,
people are gonna hate it.
I remember we ran a LinkedIn ad, and there are people that loved it, but you had people, to your point, going, "You're stealing jobs. We hate AI." With the picket and the let's burn it to the ground type of thing. So
Yeah, just gotta hold your ground, keep moving forward. Put the blinders on. But Dave, you made a great point. Is to the guests who are coming to an event and somebody who is paying for an experience at an event, whether it be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, if you're only getting 5 or 6 renderings per hour, right, versus 60 to 100 per hour, I mean, there's a value. You don't want to upset your guest by not being able to have the chance to get the experience.
Right. Well, and it's not the same experience.
It's not. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this one, the bots aren't doing, an 8x10, sketch
on artist paper, right?
On artist paper, it's much smaller, so not to say that it probably couldn't do it, in a release at some point in time.
Yep. That's true. But then there's the mosaic, right? That you cannot duplicate with an artist. You can't have an artist sitting there painting every little picture and putting it up on the wall. That's a unique thing in itself. So can we shift it over? I want to stop talking about the bad stuff. Let's talk positive.
Right.
What do you got? Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, Mosaic has had probably the longest lifespan, I think, of all technologies. I mean, it goes back to the Romans and et cetera. But having the name, you always think you're going to pigeonhole yourself with a name like Picture Mosaics, but it's we just hit year 25 with this type of technology, and it's still, I mean, if it's having a moment, it's having another moment, because it seems to be that people are really, from listening to our customers, they're seeing a big demand and push for mosaics, and whether it's digital mosaics or the live print mosaic with obviously the stickers, it's definitely beginning of 2026 is having a moment.
Absolutely.
So one thing that we hang our hat on, and I'll share my screen here.
Yeah.
Is and this is something just to when you're if you are in the market for some kind of mosaic product software, I'll just go to what we have. This is a good representation of what back 25 years ago when we were developing our software, and it's come a long way with we even use some AI now to help place photos. It does help and have that wow factor to do it for real, meaning you're doing the real color analysis, shape analysis, tone analysis to get the right photos in the right spot. In my 12-year-old, I usually say 9-year-old, but he's already 12. He can superimpose an image on top of an image, and I guess you can call it a mosaic. But you're going to get when you're talking to a big corporate client and you show them these two options, they're going to pick the true mosaic, and you can charge a lot more for doing something real than this kind of that ghosting effect and superimposing an image on top of a bunch of other images. So that's where our software shines. It always has, and I think it makes a big difference when you're visually there in the site, when you're holding your, oh wow, I'm wearing a red shirt and my red, that goes in this area because that's where it analyzed me. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Oh, okay. So talk to us about a little bit of this. This is one of the things that I have not dived into a whole lot, and there's a lot of people out there like me who are looking at the screen saying, well, what is it? So describe what this is and that the experience that the guests will get, and the process that the people facilitating of the mosaic at an event would do.
Yeah, we'll just dive into an activation here, I think. Does that make sense, Joe?
Yeah.
We'll just go to our mosaic. One of our, we'll do Blue Moon. That's always a fun one. So really, it's just of 3 components, right? You have your printing station, you have the mosaic wall, and you have a photo op. And we're just using a simple iPad op with a Luma light, but you can have a big photo booth. Yeah. We always like to make the mosaic shine. So the less technology and setup you need, and just let the mosaic be on its own, we're all for. So, you can have handhelds or any type of capture device, but they'll step up, get their photo taken, right? And then they're going to receive, we'll show somebody taking their photo, and then they're going to receive their photo sticker. Now, what makes our software unique as well is, and this is one of our patents, is the row and column information is put in below the photo, and that's a big deal. When we first started this 12 years ago, I don't know how long ago.
2008, 14 years ago.
Right, for doing live print mosaics. You put that little number in the corner, it's difficult to see, and you either need good eyes or wear your glasses. And so we're like, this is crazy. We were in it was a Library of Congress. We were first kind of testing our software, and you're dealing with people in their 50s and 60s at this library conference, and people are like, I've had it. And we ended up putting a lot of them like, we got to solve this issue. And so this piece, peels away, and you have your row and column information really nice and large. It's still in the corner, just in case you misplace it or whatever, and that's placed on the wall. And you put your fun photo on there. A lot of people do an over the shoulder selfie after they place their photo, and then you get your digital takeaways that you can share out as well, via email or text message.
What are these clients doing? So the wall's built. What are they doing with it after that? Are they putting it up in an office somewhere? Do we not know? Like, what would the client do with it after it's all complete?
You want to take that?
Yeah. So, our software allows you to actually output the mosaic, so you can hand in the digital file, or a lot of the customers, they will take it back to their headquarters, or, we can just reprint out a better version that's maybe framed as well. So we do have all options available, and we see clients doing, just about everything with it. Definitely taking it back to their headquarters for a little bit after the event is definitely something they do.
Yep, they hang it up, they display it, lasts for years. Some just discard it. They take a couple photos and video, and Joe said, and they discard it, and they had their moment, they had their fun, and it was a nice experience.
So the person who had their picture taken, they don't get a physical copy of the picture, but they get a link to that photo, and I'm assuming also the mosaic itself, where they can find themselves amongst everybody else.
Right. Now you can have a second copy printed either on the 2-inch by 2-inch, or if you have DNP printers, you can go ahead and fire up a DNP print. These are our 2-inch, or actually they go up to 4-inch by 4-inch. Yep. But yeah, most of the time it's just the experience of putting your photo on. But once in a while, a client will want to have that takeaway option. Yeah.
And which printers are you using right there in that photo?
These are our own Pro X1s. We spent about it's how nutty we are. I'm an electrical engineer, and Joe's a software software engineer, and so we do a lot of fun engineering projects. So this is our Pro X1 that we've actually we build these.
So those are yours. That's cool.
Yeah, they're carbon fiber. They work well. They're quick, and they're very streamlined. You can even change the colors on them. So they work well. The other ones that if you're shopping for other printers are, if you're in the space, it's the Epson 4000 or Epson 3500, and then the other one is the LX 500 Primera. So those are the more or less you need. It's a reliable. Those three I mentioned are reliable label printers that 99% of the if you're doing a sticker mosaic, that's what you'd be using.
That's really cool. Dave, have you done a mosaic yet?
I have. I've done probably about a dozen different mosaic.
That's awesome.
Over the past couple of years.
One of these days, guys. You have so much stuff going on.
They're a lot of work. They're not.
They are a lot. You can't do one by yourself. You need multiple people, and the more people you have, the easier it sometimes is.
Well, let's talk about that.
That's why you can charge the large dollars for it.
Exactly.
Too, it is
So let's talk about that. We talked about the Sketchbots beforehand, and that was another question I saw in the Facebook group, and I'm sure this transcends over the mosaics. Is what kind of staffing should you have for the mosaic?
Yeah, well, you say 2 people is a good number, right? One person is working the software technology printer station, the other is helping engage people, helping them put their stickers on. So at minimum 2 people. Now, if you're doing a real small mosaic, say 3 feet by 3 feet or something small, you might be able to get with this one person, especially if there's enough time. But if you're time crunched or you're doing a large mosaic, having 2, maybe even 3 people is a good idea.
And how about Sketchbots? What do you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, just as good as me, one person can operate 4 or 5 bots behind a table pretty easily.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good segue. I will steal the screen one more time here. And this
Yeah.
is just to tease it a little bit. Well, not tease it. We've had a lot of these out in the wild.
What
I'll
we
go to
got?
our website here. So this is where you need zero people to work it. This is
that
our
is cool.
yeah, it's a kiosk option, and we have these in a lot of family fun centers, experience centers, Crayola, and you walk up and more or less it's all self-service, which is pretty cool. It pushes it uses the pro technology that we have here, where it actually pushes out the sketch to the user through the enclosure. And we support Stripe and other payment methods, but but most of the event space people, you're going to need one attendant to help run the experience.
Yeah, that's really cool. I remember you debuted. I think, was it last year? You guys started showing the new that right, where it's actually
the pro always pushes it out, right? It's a bit more setup. We still recommend for the average boother just to go with the standard. You can always upgrade, but we actually recommend going with the standard version first, getting used to it, and then if you really want to upgrade, that is an option.
Yeah, what I like about that enclosure, it preventing people from bumping up against the arm, because that happened twice at the event I did in December, and I had to recalibrate. Right, I had to recalibrate the arm because it was just off. So that's a huge thing there to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, no, it's helpful. I mean, I don't know if anyone added that. We did win the first place IAPA.
I saw that,
which is pretty cool. They give you a brass ring. We didn't know. You know why they call it a brass ring award for the IAPA show? Either of you guys?
They like Lord of the Rings.
No, because amusement parks, you have
Dave's right.
You have the merry-go-round, and that was the brass ring is what you tried to get as you went around.
It was a bunch of silver rings and then a couple brass rings, and if you were able to get the actual brass ring, you got your next free ride.
Yeah,
at least that's what it was where we were.
I never knew that.
Yep.
All right, you're on my trivia team next time, Dave.
Believe it or not, I learned that because there is a merry-go-round up here in Pottstown. It's one of the oldest in the country, and I learned that there.
Yeah, the big carousels with the horses, and
Well, that's a pretty big award. Like, how many people are at that? How many vendors are at that show?
It's got to be at least 1,000, and we were shocked. We were a 20 by 10 booth.
That's amazing.
And there's booths that it was cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You guys ready? I guess the talk of everybody's feet is the big snowstorm. You guys ready for it?
Yep, ready. I got a gallon of True Fuel. I got my milk, my bread, my eggs.
I never understood why milk, bread, and eggs are the thing to get for a snowstorm, but
no idea. Oh my gosh.
Well, so so you can make French toast.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's a French toast.
That's essentially what you're making.
Yeah, exactly.
Those ingredients. Or an egg sandwich.
So one of the other questions that constantly pops up, at least for the Sketchbots, I know we keep going back to it. Like, people are like, what should I charge for this stuff? It's such a hard subject to tackle, right? So, guys, give us some guidance here. Like, what do you tell? You get that question a lot, so help us out a little bit.
It's a loaded question. I mean, there's in our Facebook Sketchbot community group, that post will never die. I think it seems at least twice a month somebody chimes in and it goes back to the top. Mm-hmm. And we did put some guidance in there. I mean, people are all over the map, and I know we spoke briefly about this a little bit before the call, but it is all about your audience, right? If you're tailoring to birthday parties, weddings, or mitzvahs, and smaller events like that, you're probably going to be on the lower end of things, anywhere between $1,000, maybe $2,000 for an experience. But we talked about, if your whole product line is based in that lower portion, but you're doing, say, $400 an hour, $500 an hour, mm-hmm. and you have this high-end experience that's AI, robotics, portrait art, all tied into one. Well, how far can you distance yourself from that those other products and services that you offer, and how much higher. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to start charging $8,000 for my Sketchbot. All my other products are down here, right? So in essence, if you have a premium product or experience, whether it's Sketchbots or a huge Glambot arm, that may, having those high-end products will hopefully shift your other products higher, so you're now making more money on all your services, if that makes sense. Because you can't send a proposal over for a $300 photo booth and then another proposal for a $8,000 Sketchbot. Be like, well, what are we doing here, right? Mm-hmm. But in a corporate environment, we still our clients get back to us all the time with landing deals that are 3-day events for $15,000-$16,000. And that I still, again, you're hitting on the moment of robotics, AI, and cool portrait all rolled into one. So it can be at those values for sure.
So me, I'm a tech guy. So what this is running off the iPads. So do you need the latest and greatest iPads to run this? Or, what version iPads do you recommend?
Yeah, really probably any iPad that's been, at least probably built within the last 4 years. We recommend the recent iPad Air, but we have people who are using definitely 3 or 4 generation older version iPads right now.
Yeah, iOS 15 is what you need. Make sure it runs iOS 15. But yeah, if your iPad's 5 years old, it's going to be a little sluggish.
Yeah, I'm on the 5th gen Air, and it seems to work absolutely fine for now.
And then on the software side, I mean, a laptop with any processor that's probably Intel Gen 10, which is probably like 5 years old, or any MacBook that has an M1 or later chip. So
we recommend
M2, but
yeah. So we support both PC and Mac, which is cool. So if you're a Mac user, some people are diehard Mac, or they will not buy a PC. Hey, well, no worries.
Yeah. What about the RAM on the machine?
16 gigabytes. Yeah, that's the recommended minimum.
Okay, cool.
Because I know, that's a question that pops up a lot of times is, what do I need to get, or what do I need to prep for this kind of stuff?
Well, the cool thing, Dave, I'm pretty sure all that stuff is documented on their website. You can actually go in, and it has all the requirements of equipment.
Now, come on, Art. We know how many people actually read the website.
Just Google it, Dave.
I know how to use Google, but a lot of people just go into these groups and just ask the questions and expect everybody else to give them the answers.
Well, it makes sense because there's one thing to read the information, but when you're getting feedback from people who are actually using it, it just validates everything that Alan and Joe wrote into those requirements.
Yeah, we'll do one last screen sharing session because that is a question we get a lot, and people are like, what do I need to get going? And everything's really, you try to make this the most informative for new people just learning about the technology, but also if you're really ready to go. We have a setup tutorial section here, and there's a whole series of what to do to get going right out of the box and go into more of an advanced user. So we kind of broke it up really easy to get going. And then lastly, kind of what you need. Obviously, you're going to have the bots and the platforms and what you need to get going, and then lower all the recommendations for the pens, paper, and your laptop and iPad. So this resources set of tutorial page is really the go-to for understanding what you need.
So if somebody has the old platforms, where would they get the new updated platforms? How do you order those?
Yeah, I'll take one apart here. So
I still have the ones with the nano tape, and I think I'm going to need to upgrade to.
Oh, geez, you're really old there. We have to make sure you get the ones.
We have new bases and then the.
Right, so we have acrylic now. Now this doesn't separate, but as the hexagon ones do. But this is we have white, black, and also white and black in the hexagon. Do you have these in here? I don't remember the hex ones in here. And then obviously the paper platform that holds up to 150 sheets of paper. Super easy. This is something we're like version 8 of this. It's hopefully the patent will go through hopefully this year. It's patent pending.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. That it's come a long way. I know early on the first version of this was a little touchy. It still works well if you have the first version, but the latest version really is I mean,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
super smooth. Yeah.
You guys are going to start designing like card shufflers and for the blackjack. They're going to come to you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I order one of those? Like, is it on the site? Can you order it through the site, or do we have to contact you directly?
No, everything's on the site. Once you have once you're a customer, you log into the portal. There's a resources tab, and then you can order more bots. Really any of the material, anything, the platforms, the bases, that's all right in the portal that you can reorder.
That's cool. That's awesome. Let's slide over to the drone.
The drone.
There it is. Yes, this has been a fun project over the last 3-4 years. This is a DJI 3 Mini Pro, and there's the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Those are the two drones that are compatible. If you follow DJI and Trump and what's happened in the US, these are still available. However, newer drones aren't allowed. DJI drones and really any drone from China is not allowed to be sold in the US. So these are still relatively easy to get. The 3s and the 4s, they produce millions of them, so you can still get them in the US. But the 360 drone probably has more appetite for everybody outside the US that can get them a little more easily. So we'll have this at PBX. Again, we'll be probably focusing on our new Mosaic software, our new Sketchbot stuff. This will be there. I mean, I think the last PBX we sold so many of these. People love the 360 drone. It's your glam bot, huge, 2,000-pound glam bot, and your 360 spinner all in one in a nice 8-ounce form factor. So people still use them. They still love them. It's just that, you have to make, you may be getting your drone on eBay, or you can order the whole package from us and we'll send you a full turnkey kit. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of price are we looking at for the turnkey kit?
Yep. So the software's $9.99 if you want to get just the software, and then the turnkey kit with the drone, the controller, the tablet. It doesn't need an Android tablet. I believe is around $3,500.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No.
People drop that on a regular photo booth, in all honesty. So,
Yep.
this is a unique experience. What kind of situations are you finding people are using these? Is it a lot of corporate stuff?
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Definitely a lot of corporate stuff. We one of our people have been using, actually they used it at an aviation festival recently, so that was kind of cool. So festivals, even it does have to be indoors. If you try to do this outdoors, wind will kind of mess with it a little bit. But we've had people do it even at birthday parties. So it's so easy and quick to set up, and it's easy. Everything can fit in basically a briefcase, and you're kind of ready to go.
Yep. And you don't need a drone license. Or what is it?
F-107
yes,
pilot license.
Right. So because you're operating indoors, and that's what really this is designed for, the FAA does not own your indoor space, right? So you're not flying outdoors. So that's how you get around. That's how this whole product came into fruition, because you don't need to go through the whole test and certification. So it's easy to get up and going.
So that is the key thing to remember, because I know that some people are concerned about, well, I'm gonna have to get a license, but you're not using it outdoors, nor should you use it outdoors, because it's just not an outdoor product, right?
Got it.
Yep.
That's cool.
Cool.
Anything else we should know about, guys? Anything else coming up, or we're gonna find out at the show, or?
So
top secret. We're excited though. We've been working real hard on some new stuff, and I think it's going to. It's always good to see everybody. We're excited to see people we haven't seen in a year, that we haven't maybe crossed paths since then. So, but yeah, we're excited to see some of the response to some of the new stuff that we have.
Our development team's hard at work.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it. All right. Cool. Dave, any other questions at all? Because I think we wrapped up a lot of questions for myself. Is anybody in the group at all, in the chat, asking questions?
You know what? I've been so engrossed in our.
I know, right?
I didn't even bring up the chats here to see.
while we got them.
Yeah. Tom asked about the pre-printed paper.
It's a great question. Yeah. So, I mean, we have a great couple links where you can order them from either Vistaprint or a couple of other like Minute Press, I think. And then, but yeah, we have templates that are ready to go. Download it, put your branding on there, and then send it off to, the pre-printing. Or you can actually print them yourself. I think there's a thread going on in our group where someone asked, hey, what printer are you using to actually pre-print them? And some of them recommended an Epson or Canon to actually, go ahead, buy some 4x6s from Amazon Canon photo paper and print them through. So there are a lot of options to get those pre-printed branding on your template.
Our go-to is typically Vistaprint. So that's their almost 4 cents of prints, and you go to 500 for whatever that works out to be,
$40 roughly.
40, 50 bucks, right? So the one paper to stay away from. I mean, some people somehow get to work. DNP rolled paper is always a problem. You can imagine rolled paper.
Yep.
This doesn't sit well on the platform. That was really we still have some people still use that nano tape because they want to use the rolled paper, but the DNP paper probably is the one to stay away from.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the nano tape, but I don't use the rolled paper. I do what you guys recommended. I went to Vistaprint and just got them printed there.
Yeah, we like the matte paper. The matte finish works. I feel that's pretty stylish, and it has a nice thickness to it. So yeah.
And you can also, like, some people have actually printed something on the other side of the paper, like for these activations that they're doing. So not only are they getting something on the front, but also on the back side of the paper.
Oh, I guess, yeah. If you're getting it custom printed, you could probably get your logo and whatever your company information,
Absolutely.
or something, put it on the back too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
Good
So,
question.
so Tom's was the only question that we got.
That's all I see in the chat here. Just a lot of people saying hello.
Hello.
Who said hello, Dave? Rattle
What's
off those names. Who said hello?
Let's see. Bill Chambers asked, it looks pretty cool. What's the initial startup cost? Might be something I'd be interested in the future.
Yep. So we're running a lot of promotions. We have a generator promotion right now. I have to take Chris. I think it's $1,000 off. And then I think it's really similar to our PBX. But the current setup is, I think the promo right now is like $3,250, $3,400, somewhere in that range. And just send an inquiry in, and we'll give you the couple of different packages that we have.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's in that $3,000 to $3,500K.
Which really isn't bad if you think about it.
No, not at all. I mean, it's just the investment that you guys are putting into this is, you have to understand that what you are offering, that is very hard to duplicate. And when you jump into this, you're going to be one of few that do it,
right,
versus those that go out by the Alibaba photo booth and do the same old drop off that everybody else is doing. This is hard to compete against.
Yeah.
So you're creating separation when we jump on your team. It's great. I love it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. When do you guys get into Vegas?
Sunday evening. How about you guys?
I arrive at I land at about 4:00 Vegas time on Sunday.
Is that the same as us?
I think that's the same as us. Yeah, I think we're taking like the 2:00 flight, and you land around 4.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll be on the same plane, American Airlines.
Yep, that's the one.
See you guys on the plane.
Nice.
Are you going this year, Dave?
I am. I will be taking a later flight because I booked a last minute event. Well, actually, I had a customer that had to reschedule their event. So due to the weather a few weeks ago, they rescheduled their event to that Sunday. So
Cool. Well, I have a car again. So
I'm going to be taking a red eye, so I'll be getting there probably early Monday morning.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
You'll be there for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll
We'll
be
see you
there.
at the Coronado Cafe. We'll see you there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be there for the breakfast buffet.
Yeah. Oh
No. The photo booth marketing thing Sunday night. Are you guys going to that?
Yep, we are presenting an award.
Oh, that's right. You guys are.
Which award are you guys presenting?
2 to 5 year solo entrepreneur. I want to say. I think that's something like that. Yeah, 2 to 5 year solo entrepreneur. I think best solo.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I will see you on the plane on February 15th.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks for having us.
All right, bye, guys.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.
Take care, guys. See ya.
Take care.